Welcome here. I am Linda Paulowska. I am a storyteller who shares life stories, but I don't just stop at storytelling. I actually dive deep to understand people and their journeys. My goal is to improve human experiences, which led me to the field of service design. I am now studying for an Erasmus Mundus master's degree in service design, where my class is filled with passionate colleagues from all around the globe. And since I love human stories, I couldn't resist sharing their amazing experiences with all of you. So I warmly invite you to this podcast series where we will talk about the journeys of my classmates traveling the world and, of course, diving into service design. So today my guest is Julián Núñez from Venezuela, but we call him Juli in an easier way for us. And as always, I take some time to research my guests and to prepare for them and to reflect how I see them. So I have written down some things how I see you, Juli. Yes, ready to listen?
Yes, I'm curious about it.
So first of all, I think when I think about Juli, first thing that comes in my mind, he's a real gentleman because he's super polite, kind, and caring towards others. You really pay attention when someone has some trouble or some issue, and especially when it comes to some technical needs, you are always one of the first ones who will stand up and offer an assistance. And then also, like in a class, when a lecturer asks for someone to volunteer for some task, you are one of the first ones raising your hand and always jumping in to support. From a professional perspective, I see Juli as super intelligent with a very strong background. And in a class, you are always very attentive and very goal-oriented. What else I have noticed during this year together in the class, that you are very good in both working individually and working in a team, and you're super oriented to deliver very good results. So yeah, that's what I have noticed about you professionally. But other than that, I think Juli is super smiley, very open-minded, with a great sense of humor, and I have noticed you enjoy dancing. When there are some parties, you dance. You're smiling, so I guess that's good. How about you, Juli?
I'm really fine. I'm happy to hear you and these thoughts because I think we never worked together in a group. And
Yes.
It's funny you catch some attention.
Yes, we never get to work. Like we had some at the beginning, some little works, but like we never get to work together on the big projects. But we are in the class every day, so I see you, I hear you. And in the first week, we had to play this role game about tenants and
Yeah.
So, Juli, please tell us a bit about your background. Where do you come from? How old are you? About your family?
Okay. I'm from Mérida, Venezuela.
Okay.
This is in the Andes. This is the end of the Andes. I'm from the mountains.
Okay.
My age is 31 years old, basically. I'm from Venezuela, but my family are from Cuba. I am not to Venezuela in my culture. I'm like a mix of everything.
Okay.
Of everything Latin American, no? Like from the Latin Caribbean Sea. My family tradition is a mix between Venezuela and Cuba.
Okay.
And now Colombia too.
Okay, that's interesting. And in your family, you have a brother, right? You have mentioned it some.
Yes, my brother, the name is Arturo. It's 3 years older than me.
Okay.
And he lives in France. He's astrophysics.
Oh.
It's like my dad is physics and my mom is an artist. We have a quite mixed background, both sides of the idea.
That's very interesting combination, art and physics, and yeah. Do you like because you were born then in Venezuela, yeah? And then, well, the next question is kind of like related to your education, but I know at some point you were raised in Colombia. Can you just tell a bit like, so when I ask about education, would you tell me about Venezuela or Colombia? Or like in which grades, like how is that?
It's a mix. I'm a study industrial design. I started to study in Venezuela. This is my bachelor.
Okay.
But I can't finish because there was a political and economical situation in 2017. I need to stop my study and move to Colombia. Hopefully, I can finish my bachelor there.
Okay, so all your childhood was spent in Venezuela and you moved to Colombia only for the highest education.
Yeah, I live in Colombia 6 years. I moved when I had 23 years old.
Okay. Then let's go back to Venezuela. I'm super interested to know like how is the education system there? Do you guys like, did you go to regular school? How is the schools until you go to the highest education?
Yeah, I think it's quite similar to Europe. You have the normal school when you have like a 17 years old, and then you need to enter to a university. Mm-hmm. There are two types of university, the public and the private. Mm-hmm. The public in Venezuela is for free, and was really competitive in this point. And you need to present a national exam to pass.
Okay, to get in the public one.
Yeah, a funny story. In the school, I didn't was a really good student. Was joking all the time and playing. Mm-hmm. And my mom know that. I think I was intelligent enough to pass as a lecturer as a student.
Okay.
And when I went to pass to university, I tried to do this exam, and I have only 14 grades on the 100. It's like I really have a really low grade. I need to study again. I be one summer with a book of math or something to present. When I present again, I pass. But it was really tough. The university there was really good. Mm-hmm. In some point, it was a really good university for the crisis. Political change really fast.
Yeah, you told me before, like we have had some conversations before, and you were telling me about this, like how people migrated from Venezuela to Colombia, which is kind of a crazy story, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy and sad. The population in Venezuela, to make this long story short, the population in Venezuela is around 30 million of people, and around 7 million of people migrate.
Oh my goodness, 7 million people.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm one of these, and my family too.
It's kind of like hard for me to cope because I come from the country where are less than 2 million people. So 7 million people migrated, and your family including. Yeah. Okay. And you at some point you were saying like your dad is working in universities?
Yeah, my dad and my mom are professors and teacher of universities.
Okay.
My dad in physics and my mom I say she is an artist, but she works as an engineer of informatics.
Okay, you said artist. So
he's an artist.
Okay.
She switched the career in some point, and she is really an artist. Unfortunately, the way that you work and have money, it's more by the other side.
Okay.
Like this?
Yeah, it's fine. So, and then when we talk about like university years, you've graduated an industrial design as an industrial designer. Did you also work in the field? I also know you have some experience in US, so I wanna like go towards, was it like study experience? Was it work experience?
Yeah, when I moved to Colombia, I restarted my studies. Basically, I applied to university. I did another exam, national exam, and I started like a new one. In this process, I homologate some lectures, and I have to spend 4 years in university. But I don't have like a full time to study. I have like one lecture or 2 lectures per semester. Okay. I have some free time. In this free time, I start to work.
Okay. And then you worked in a field in industrial design?
Yes, I opened a type of Fab Lab. A Fab Lab is a laboratory in the place that you have a 3D printer, CNC, is when you build everything with digital fabrication. You 3D model, you draw something in a computer, and then you're going to print.
Okay. And then how did you, where is the US in the story?
The US in the story is because I won a scholarship to study virtual reality and augmented reality in Kansas City. Okay. It's part of the government funding to, the name was Creativity Industries Inside Health.
Okay.
And I need to have some trainings there and then come back to Colombia to do some projects. And the project that I made was my thesis in the bachelor.
Because the scholarship that you won, it was impressive. I read somewhere that it was like $100,000. Yeah.
No. The program is 1,000K strong for America.
Okay.
It's not $1,000 for me.
Okay.
This is the name of the program. They funded. Was really good. I spent 6 months in the U.S. In the Midwest. This is in the center of the U.S. One winter, studying that in UMKC, University of Kansas City.
And then when you went back, so you did your thesis, right? And then where service design comes in. Where did you get to the service design?
When I made this thesis, I understand that I need to achieve my career, because my background and my study, it's about how you create products, but physical products. And my thesis was about digital products. And I understand the future going to be digital. I achieved to be a UX and UI designer. This is about how you create digital products and applications.
Yes.
And web something. In this moment, I start to study again because it's related, but it's another field. I made many cars by internet, and one of the points of this user experience is service designer. I'm realized, okay, this is like the biggest scope of user experience. This is the first time I'm here about service design.
Okay, and it was before you applied to the program, so you were already familiar with the service design, with the term service design?
Yes, not too much. I know the concept in general, and that's it.
Okay, and I have a tricky question now that I ask to everyone. Could you please describe service design, and how do you explain service design to the people that are not in the field?
Okay, if I need to explain to a designer, I like these bubbles that in the center you have UI. If you put this bubble a little bit bigger, you have UX. If you put this bubble a little bit bigger, is service design.
Yes.
It's all designers.
I can relate.
If I need to explain to my grandma, for example,
yeah.
I like the concept in the book, like service design is the reason why you go to one coffee and you recommend to a friend. Why there are 2 coffees, one in front to the others, and you want to go to one. Both sells coffee for the same price, is the same product. Why you prefer go to one cafe to the other? This is how works service design.
Yeah, they make the service so the people would prefer to come to them, right?
Yeah, you think in all the journey, the people need to enter to the cafeteria or in the coffee, or you put the trust where you sit, and also the backstage, what you don't see, like what happened behind, who make the coffee, where the coffee come from.
And how do you think, when you look back home, does the place where you come from today actually care about service design? Are they familiar with service design? Do the governments or businesses actually pay attention to that?
No, it's quite new. I think Latin America have a really good potential to be a digital platform, or to create digital application, because we have the same we're really close to the US and really useful to hire people in Latin America to work for them because we have the same time zone. But the problem is that not too much people are familiar to how to create digital products. And now become really popular, and there are really a really good option to work in Latin America and work in the US. I think UX, its user experience, is new. Latin America, service design, anyone know about it. There are no university teaching this. This is something that I think only in Chile they are more or less familiar with that.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and then now let's jump to your journey where we study about service design. So, as to give a context for our listeners, so we are studying in the Erasmus Mundus master's degree, for the master's degree, and in a service design strategies and innovations. And this is where we met almost a year ago. So, how did you get to this study program, to the Erasmus Mundus? Like, you were already familiar with service design, so tell us, like, how did you get in? And also, to give a little context, there were like 700 people applying for the year when we tried to get in, and it was like 30 plus spots available only. So how did you get to this program? How did you learn about it? And like, how did you get in?
Yeah, my teacher for my thesis showed me a link. Like, look, maybe you can find something here. And there are a list of Erasmus Mundus, Erasmus Plus programs. And I'm looking, and I find this. It's okay. This is the only one is related with something like interesting for me.
Okay.
Oh, but it's so far. Where is Latvia? I try to understand like the program. I think, okay, I want to apply. Why not? In this moment, I have 3 jobs because I'm working as an UX UI. I have like a 2 freelance continuous and something like sometimes yes, sometimes no. I have quite busy in this time. Try to apply and apply. Was interesting because when I understand I need to come here, is okay, this is happened. I need to think about it. I need to think if I need to go, accept or not. Because for me, it's a big change. You know, I have an apartment, I have a motorbike, I have my stuff, I have everything there. I need to like basically sell everything, put my life in the luggage, and
come all the way here.
Yeah. In the first moment, look like an adventure. Oh, we're going to be excited. When I arrived to Madrid, I look at my luggage and my backpack is okay. I'm scared. I have only this is my house, my everything. This is me now. It's like okay.
Yeah, because to give a context again, this program is on site, and we are all from all around the world in the class. And we are going to be in 3 places. First year is happening in a small European country, Latvia, and in a town called Kuldiga. Then the next year we are going to be split between Rovaniemi, Finland, and Tallinn, Estonia. And then you arrived Latvia. How do you feel? Because you are probably coming from very different background. And Latvia is like super tiny. And then I'm trying to imagine, how do you see things? So you arrive, first you're in Madrid, then you come to Latvia, yeah?
Yes, I arrived 1 month before start. I visit some family in Spain because we have many Venezuelan around the world. And then I come with my brother to Riga for some days. For me, it was like I'm another world because the language here is so different. The food here is so different. It's like, okay, this is a huge change. If I want to be outside of my comfort zone, for sure I'm really far away because all the context that it's not only like studying English, a new topic, and everything. It's like, okay, the culture here, going to a supermarket, it's an adventure. Going to the cell phone and translate everything because it's really
okay.
A funny story. It's when I arrived around midnight to Riga, the first song I listened was a bachata. It was, no, I'm really far away from Latin America, and the first song I listened is a bachata. Why? What did happen? Now I understand that it's really popular here.
The bachata is really popular here. Huh?
The bachata dance, and people like.
Do you dance bachata?
No.
No, you don't.
I don't like bachata.
Okay, but you like dancing because when there are
I
some
really like salsa. I'm really Latin American in this style of music. I was curious about where I come from because my grandfather are from Cuba. I read a lot of Cuban literature and music from Cuba. But bachata is in Puerto Rico. I don't know. I don't know much in.
Okay, so you spent the time in Riga, and then there was a time when you needed to go to Kuldiga. Kuldiga is a very historical small town with small, very small, like not even like here are not even public transport and like well super small, and also it's not too international except for some 3 months during the summertime when the tourists are coming. But like normally, like on a regular basis, you can't really meet too many international people.
Yeah, in winter there is a host town. It's like anyone in the street. My experience here, I think it's really good. I really like it. I really like it because I know I have an enter point and an exit point. I know like, okay, I have this period here, and I think it is really, really good. Because it's really small, I know how I spend my time. I choose, okay, I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to stuck in traffic. I'm going to spend time in a bus. I only need to know like, if I want to go to the other side of the town, it's 20 minutes walk.
Yes,
And that's it.
Yeah, can you tell like what has been the biggest surprise here, or something that you were like kind of like surprised that people can actually live like that, or about the town itself? Do you have anything that comes to your mind?
I don't know, biggest surprise. Maybe the food. I really like to cook. Like one of my hobbies is cook on the weekends. And the food is like a really surprise for me. Now I have one. For me, it was really funny that coconut here have an instruction to open.
Really? Yeah, coconut?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I send picture to my family. Look. Here the coconut have instruction because maybe the people don't know how to open.
Well, no, I have never bought a coconut here. Just once when we were traveling in Thailand, so I wouldn't probably know how to open it too.
I never buy here because I think it's really far away from here. I think it's not a place to drink a coconut, but was funny. Look, the instruction from how you need to open a coconut.
And how do you find the culture here from locals? And
the locals people I see in Latvia, it's look like really grumpy people, like really a serious face. Like, and it's difficult to approach us. If you break the ice, then the people want to help you. I'm really kind. But this first impression also are grumpy people. For example, we're going to eat here we call shady place. And the people to serve you, it's like the first 2-3 months are really grumpy. Like, and then I start to smile, I start to teach Latvian. You say, to something, and they, no, it's not beans, it's something. And they want to correct you and smile. It's like, hey, no, look like a friendly people, but it's not easy, or it's not fast to create this approach.
Yeah.
If you break the ice, I think the people want to help you and it's really your friend, but it's hard. It's not easy to do it.
Yes, I would agree to you. And also, like you have been telling me before, we were in one restaurant sitting the other day, and you were telling me that like in your home country, people would be like talking to each other, strangers would be talking to each other, which is not that likable to happen here.
Yeah, I think part of the weather, the people that live in the coast in Latin America are really friendly. Maybe it's not your friend, but you can spend one night with them, drink a beer or go into night, or you can walk with someone, a stranger that you don't know, and create friends. It's really easy to create a conversation in a queue. If you are waiting for something, for sure you're going to talk it with the people you had in the front. This is something normal. If you are in the bus and sitting someone behind you, you're going to talk with other people and know their breakfast, how is the name of the grandma. They're going to tell you the story. If you enter to a taxi, for sure you're going to know all the life of the driver in 20 minutes.
Okay, and how did you feel during the winter time here? Because was it the first time when you experienced it, like real winter?
No. When I live in the US, was a winter. Okay. Was a minus 20 degrees.
Okay.
I understand.
So you are with the experience.
not too much, but something. I understand it's gonna be cold. Here, there is few snow. Here is too much. How I feel in winter? Dark.
One word to describe it, dark.
Yeah, for me, this the most difficult part because in Latin America you don't have seasons. You have only two types of seasons that you don't know really when it's one or the other, and you always have the same, more or less the same light. It's really maybe change 1 hour, but that's it. Here that it's 10 a.m. and it's dark, it's 3 p.m. it's dark, is something that really affects me. It's like okay, I'm in the school and it's dark like a midnight, no, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
For me, this affects me a lot. The coldest, okay, yeah, it was cold. It's annoying go out. It's like, okay, I need to have my jacket and my glove and my hat. It's like a preparation. On the other hand, it's interesting how you change the culture because in Latin America, you don't need to prepare yourself to be out. And if you think the story behind it's, if you are really local, 1,000 years ago, you go out, take a fish, take a fruit, and that's it. This is your dinner. And that's it. And you have animal going to have food everywhere. Here, no, you have an animal, and 1,000 years ago, you need to farm the food for the winter. You need to think ahead what's going to happen. I think this really changed your culture. That I think this is a big reason why we are so different. We are more in the flow, always, as a culture. I don't think it's good, but as a culture, we think like this. I think from today and tomorrow is another day. Here, not. Here, you need to think ahead because if you go out without your glove, you're going to suffer. You need to think ahead.
So you were saying like we are more into planning, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and also like how do you feel about the timing differences? Because I think a lot from us, from this part of the world, are very like strict to the timing, or at least trying to be strict to the timing. How is back home there?
I'm feel really happy. I'm really on the timing too. I don't have this problem. In my country, I'm to playing with that because the people is not on the timing. It's cultural. The people are going to be start 15 minutes late or something.
That's a cultural thing, normal thing to start like 20 minutes late.
It's depend where you are. For example, Colombia is a good example because Colombia changed a lot. Have a really high mountain, like 4,000 over the sea, and people in the sea. If you go to the sea, the people don't care about the time. If you go to the mountain, the people are really strict of the time. Depend you are. I'm from the mountains. I care about the time. My time and to the others. I'm here always inclined 5 minutes before I start.
Yes. And then tell us a bit about your hometown. Like, is it very busy town? Do people live like more chill, or do they live like trying to achieve some success and like very, very like focused? And how is the life there back home?
From Mérida, where I come from, is changed a lot for this crisis. But when I grow up, it's a really big university. The people call it's a university with city inside. Have 40,000 students. That is a lot.
Yes.
More on the life of the city come from for the university. My childhood was inside the science faculty because my dad worked there. I run away with the laboratories outside. I play ping pong with the student university. Really big. I think really cosmopolitan city to be in a really small city. It's around 500,000 of people. That for Latin America is a small city. I think I met really people from around the world in this small town. It was weird because the university attract a lot of people for Chile. Also, Venezuela had a lot of migration from Europe, like Spanish, Italian, Portuguese. It was a mix of everything.
Oh, so the culture is very mixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or was really mixed.
Okay, because I have heard from the other part of the world that the environment is very competitive and very fast. And here are we going like in that sense we are kind of like more chill. Like, is it back home like competitive or more chill? How do you?
It's really competitive. There are no two good positions. For For example, in Colombia, half of the population work in informal jobs. That means in the street, selling something. People with fruits, saying aguacate, 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 aguacate. People don't have formal job. The half of the population. The formal job are few and are really competitive. And now the people start to study more, go more to university, and you don't have too much jobs. I never job from my country. All my job are for Europe, for US, for Chile, for remotely to another side. Few of them was for a startup, for a friends or something like that. But it's not like easy to get a job in design field, for example. It's a niche. Obviously, yes, there are jobs, but it's quite hard.
Okay, so there is actually, you have to be competitive to achieve something if there is too less resources that are not going to be enough for everyone in the country.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of like, it makes a lot of sense. And then what do you do next? Now you go to Rovaniemi. Are you going to Rovaniemi next?
Yes, I'm going to Rovaniemi, to Finland next to do the third semester, and I would like to do my thesis in Tallinn.
In Tallinn, in Estonia. And do you have any plans in the professional field? Where do you want to go next? Or the country-wise, do you have, like, I understand it's all like very blurry for all of us, but do you have any ideas? What are you looking up to?
I don't have too much idea, really. I switched to be Latin America and be in the flow.
You're in a Latino American flow, yeah.
This is the good side. If you understand that, I need to prepare myself. I think in the future I can do it. But if it's too blurry, or say, okay, I understand my society, I think I'm going to think in achieve my goal, that is a thesis. I think after the thesis, it's hard to think. I would like to do my thesis with an industrial partnership to start to connect it. It could be interesting to have an experience here, like have a big industry, try to work as a service designer or user experience designer or product designer. I think could be a different option. I think service designer could be really interesting because it's something I can't find in Latin America yet.
So it would be Europe or US, yeah?
I prefer Europe, I think. US is quite different. It's a start again. I don't know. US have other type of vibe. Here, I think the life is easy.
Here in Europe?
Yes. In the US, yes, you're going to have a good salary, but your life is not going to be easy. You need to drive so many hours to your job. You need to work 9 to 5 every day, and you're not going to have 1 week of holidays, and that's it. I think here, you're not going to have a really good salary, but maybe you're going to have more holidays in the year and better qualities to work. I think in the end, more important than the money.
That's very interesting, because there has been several people saying me the same thing, and that's very interesting that you see this part of the real world in that sense.
Yes, I don't know the other opinions, but I think like that.
Yeah, that's very.
It's not bad option going to the US, for sure. It's a really good one. But if you put in my shoes, there are many problems with the legal part. To be immigrant is not easy, because if you are illegal, you can't find a job because you're illegal. And it's a loop, because you don't find a job because you're illegal, and you're illegal because you don't have a job. And it's a loop that is hard to solve. You need to, I say, enter to a boss of the system. And here I'm in the boss of the system of Europe. And study a master's degree, and then you go into an inter, and then you go into find a job. It's like how they work, how the system works. From the US, you need to try to enter in another type of system that sometimes is made that it's quite difficult to enter for people that is not from there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you're saying. Yeah, so just to wrap this up, I would like to say thank you for coming here. And I think for the listeners coming from Latin America, it will be very interesting to hear your experience here. And Super, thanks for coming here. And then just the last question, like if people want to get in touch with you, where should they connect with you? Would it be LinkedIn? Would it be your portfolio? Where can people get to know you?
I think for LinkedIn they can find me, and also in CSI page.
Yeah.
Is my photo, but LinkedIn is the best platform.
Yeah, I will add your LinkedIn and as well as SDSI's site. So thank you very much for coming here. It has been like very good feeling to be in the same class with you, because you're super friendly and super open, and I think you are doing so many things. It's like studies and Phillips Challenge and also like all the other things around. So
thank you for inviting me here. I was happy to have this moment and speaking here.
yay! Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.